Good morning. We will start in 2 minutes, waiting for the others to join, okay? Okay, miss, let's start. Yesterday we started with a new reading lesson and we explained the vocabulary words. We did some exercises related to the vocabulary words as well. Let's together remember the meanings of the vocabulary words. I'm going to ask you about some of their meanings. There is no need to tell me the exact meaning that I gave you. You can just tell me the meaning as you understood, okay? What I care about is that you understand the words, not memorize them. So let's start with the word benefit. Who can remind us what do we mean by the word benefit? Miss, I will allow you to unmute yourselves. Do not unmute unless you want to answer. Yes, Rama.
It's advantage, miss.
Can I, miss?
It's an advantage. Very good. So, miss, please do not say can I. Do not say anything. خلاص. When you raise your hand, I choose you, you answer. So it's a benefit. What do you mean by deftly? Who can remind us? Yes, Angelina.
In a clever way.
Yes.
Clever way.
Very good. So what do we mean by derision? Yes, Asil.
Miss, can I?
Yes, Saleh.
Miss, what word were we?
Derision.
Derision. Miss, it's like ridicule or lack of respect.
Very good. Eaves.
Miss, it's the
By raising your hand, Ya Ali, Ya Ali. By raising your hands, please. Yes, Asil. Eaves.
Miss. Can I say it?
Asil, are you okay? Yes, Ali.
Miss, it's the thing under the roof, Miss. I don't know how to say it in English.
They are the edges.
الحفة.
Yes,
Miss الحفة اللي تحت.
the edges, يعني we can say the edges.
Yes.
Okay, expertise.
When you're really good at something.
So when you are an expert in something.
Yes, Miss, like a skill.
Yeah, impudence.
And I just
Miss, it's like laughing at something that is like it's like bullying, but
Miss, it's like behavior that is rude. Miss,
Very
it's like
good.
a rude behavior.
Okay, legacy.
disrespectful.
Legacy.
Yes. Miss.
Yes, Danielle. You're raising your hand.
Miss,
Yes.
it's something like you keep from your grandma. Maybe it's like a watch or something.
Okay, the last word.
Yes, Miss, it's like something from the past.
Okay, the last word, symmetry.
It's beautiful.
Miss, like beautiful
Beautiful.
and like the shape and appearance.
Okay, thank you. So these were the vocabulary words that we explained yesterday. We also saw some exercises. Today we are going to start with the comprehension skill, which is the point of view. Have you taken this before?
No,
Yes.
The
No.
point of view.
Yes, Miss.
Yeah.
no.
Who is saying no? Who said no?
I don't know.
Let's start with the comprehension skill, the point of view, and let's see what do we mean by a point of view. Just a second. Okay. A point of view is the point in a work or literature which is determined by a narrator. Okay? يعني the person who is telling the story. So the point of view is the point of view in a work or literature is determined by the narrator. Now, this narrator may be the author or a character. Okay, the narrator, يعني the one who tells the story. Maybe the author, يعني the one who wrote the story, and might be a character, a person who acts in the story. Okay. هلا نحن we have two types of point of view. We have the first and the third point of view. First and third. Okay. If the narrator is a character in the story, the first person point of view هون بتكون. So this is the first person point of view. If the narrator is a character يعني نفسه, he is telling the story and he is one of the characters. How do you recognize that he is using the first point of view? By using I, my, we, us. All of these show you that he is the narrator and he is a character in the story. So this is called the first point of view. Okay? Now we move to the third person. If the author or the narrator is telling the story, but they are not characters in the story, يعني هن ما خصهم بالstory, they are not sharing in the story, they are not acting in the story at all, but they are just telling the story. So this shows that the point of view here is the third point of view. Okay, so there is a difference between first person and third person. The first person is when the narrator is a character in the story and at the same time he is the narrator. But the third point of view is when the narrator is just the author is just reading the story that happened maybe with someone else, and he is not a character in the story. What are some pronouns used in the third person point of view? We can use he, she, they, them, and so on. Okay? Is everything clear?
Yeah.
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Okay, so by raising your hand,
Yes.
if the author is narrating the story, but he is not a character in the story, he just wrote the story, then what point of view do we have?
Third point of view.
Third person point of view.
Third person point of view. Very good. If the narrator is one of the characters in the story and he is using pronouns such as my and I and so on, so what is the point of view?
First point of view.
First point of view. Very good. Very
Point
good.
of view.
Okay, so is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Miss, I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Miss, there is first and third. Is there a second point of view?
There is, but it's not
No.
required.
Oh, okay.
Let's now move to the genre of the text. Okay, let's move to the genre. The genre of the text here is historical fiction. Okay, so it's a story which is written a very long time ago or talks about something which happened a very long time ago. This is what do we call a historical fiction. So a historical fiction is a story which happened a very long time ago and happened in the past, or it talks about something in the past. Okay, and this is exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of the lesson. So the author of Cozy's Secret uses what historians know about the past to create realistic setting and plot. Historical fiction usually includes dialogues and may include flashbacks to earlier times. So he might use flashbacks, some memories of people who are sharing in the story or the places from the past. Okay, so this is what do we call a historical fiction. So a historical fiction is a text which happens a long time ago. It happened in the past a long time ago. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Now let's move to the first part of the lesson.
Miss, can I read?
Okay, who wants to read?
Me, Miss, please. Ali Shugri.
Me, please.
Me, please.
يلا يا علي, then
Me.
continue.
Okay. Miss, do I read from Beautiful Textiles or a family tradition?
From Beautiful Textiles.
Beautiful Textiles had great value to the Inca, whose empire arose in what is now Peru. The year is 1430. 11-year-old Cusi is an Incan girl with a special talent for wearing. Although few girls were allowed to receive an education in Inca society. Society?
Okay,
Cusi dreams of going to school.
just a second, please. Okay.
Yes.
So as you can see, as they did most morning, Kuzi and her mother were working on their handheld looms. A curious girl, Kusi, asked, "Tell me again, Mama, how is that our family became such fine weavers?" So she's asking her mom, she wants to know how her family became fine or good weavers. When I was a girl, your grandmother taught me to shear wool from the alpaca in our herds and then to weave it with her. So her mom learned this from her grandma. Okay, so this was considered as a legacy because they learned it from their grandma. When the sun grew warm, Kuzi took her loom to the shadows beneath the eaves of their house. Alone now, she gazed over the nearby hill. How I wish I could do not understand why there are schools for all the boys, but so few girls have a chance to learn. It is not fair. Okay? This is what she was saying, and she thinks that this is not fair. Do you think that this is fair, that boys can do anything and girls cannot?
No, miss.
No, not
No.
fair.
Very good, especially education, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
start from a special invitation.
Okay.
Miss, but we
A
did
special
not read a
invitation.
family tradition.
What?
Miss, but we did not read a family tradition.
I was reading it, Ya Ali.
Oh, you were reading this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Miss, I thought you were like explaining what I said.
Okay, Lamar Sharafuddin, stop annotating on the screen. Yalla ya
Thanks, Miss.
Asir, please.
A special invitation. As Kusi was voicing her thoughts, she spied one of the school's Mumaricans, or teachers, walking along a nearby path. Kusi felt silent as the woman stopped to watch her weave. Pretending not to see the teacher, she did her very best to show off her.
Okay, just a second, please. So, as Kuzi was voicing her thoughts, as if she was thinking, yani, she was telling her mom what she was thinking. She spied one of the schools, Mama Kana's. So she spied means she looked or she was trying to see or teachers walking along a nearby path. Kuzi fell silent as the woman stopped to watch her weave. So as she was weaving, she saw a teacher, but the teacher was amazed with what she was doing. So she stopped to see her. What was she doing? Pretending not to see the teacher, she did her very best to show her skills. Okay, so she pretended that she's not seeing the teacher and she did her best to show the teacher that she is talented and she's hardworking. Continue, Asir, please.
Kusi began working a vibrant pattern into the perimeter of the cloth. Her hands deftly glided over the woolen strands, darting as quickly as a hummingbird flies. The teacher watched in amazement, impressed by the loveliness and symmetry of Kusi's design.
Okay. So Kusi began working a vibrant pattern into the perimeter of the cloth. Her hands deftly glided. It means they glided with talent, she was an expert over the woolen strands, darting as quickly as the humming. It's a hummingbird flies. The teacher watched it in amazement. So the teacher was amazed. She was shocked with what the girl was doing. Impressed by the loveliness and symmetry of Kusi's design. So she loved what she did. Continue, Sir Asir.
Then Kusi's concentration was broken by a knocking sound. She looked up to see her parents greeting Mama Kona at the door. Humbly, the teacher said to them, "I watched your daughter working at her room. She is young to have such expertise. Will you allow her to become one of my students?"
Okay.
Mr. Mustafa,
Yes.
Miss, what does loom mean? Miss, it's loom, not rule.
Where?
Miss, Miss, above expertise.
Okay, let's how we sit together. Yeah. Then Kusi's concentration was broken by the knocking sound. She looked up to see her parents greeting Mama Kona at the door. Humbly, what do you mean by humbly? If someone is humble,
Casually?
if you're humble, it means like you're down to earth, okay? The teacher said to them, I watched your daughter working at her loom. Loom is the machine maybe that they're using in order to weave. She is young to have such expertise. Will you allow her to become one of my students? So she wanted her to be her student because she realized that this girl is a talented one and she was doing a very nice work. Okay? What? Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Anything clear till now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now listen, we are going to have to stop here. I'm not going to continue with the text today. Tomorrow we'll continue with the text and solve a certain exercise related to the story. Okay? But before, let me
Okay.
ask you a question. By raising your hands, by what? Raising
Raising
your
your
hands. Yeah, if you didn't raise your hand, I'll consider that your decision is unaccepted. Who prefers to do a listening test this week and who wants to do a writing test this week? If you want to do writing, raise your hand. Writing, I'm waiting. Yalla.
What did you say?
Writing or listening. Okay, put your hands down. Put your hands down. Who
Teacher, what
wants
did
to
you
do
say? I didn't hear it.
what?
I didn't hear. What did you say?
Who prefers to do a listening test this week?
Oh.
Raise your hands if you want to do a listening test. Oh, so the rest يعني شو?
Miss, it's not letting me raise my hand.
Okay, no problem. But the others aren't even answering. Anyway, so we're
It's
going
worked.
to look. Yes, I'm going to look. Going to discuss this with the coordinator. We might do a graded homework as a writing test, or we might do a listening quiz. So I let you know by night. Okay. Any questions before we leave?
No.
No.
No, miss.
No.
Thank you.
No,
Okay,
miss.
so I'll see you tomorrow.
No.
I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
miss.
miss. Thank you. Bye.
Miss, do we need